Foot Like Abdi, Danny Boy here, and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2 on the UK map. We're up here in the northeast, where the line is working fine. The new lines that we built in the last episode, I didn't have time to get mail going, but I actually got a mail route going, so Elgin mail for Elgin will arrive here, trucks will take it into the town, and it's normally through this back area is where mail is requested most. Everything else is sort of working fine. Could probably have slightly more trucks on there. These are the ones that are taking bread. We've got 41. Now I think I only put something like 5 on here. Manage vehicles. Let's select all and let's duplicate them. Now this is all we're going to be doing, touching up a few things, because today is episode 70. And as we know, every 10 episodes should be... Is this lower Aberdeen? Yeah, pick up full load. Load only bread and unload nothing. Okay, that's that sorted. Right, so today is going to be a drive-by episode. We are going to be progressing it to 1920. Now, I was tempted to go to 1925. Look at this old school beast. That's gonna have to probably be replaced. But yep, I was thinking about going to 1925. We'd get the airports, we'd get the Junkers, we'd be able to start building airports. That would be nice. However, I think we'll just go to 1970. Although, full disclosure, I have a feeling that about 90% of the new trains we are going to get are going to be London, Brighton, South Coast Railways. How do I know this? One, because when I was raking around Steam Workshop for new vehicles and looking at some of the other mods that I installed, there are a lot of London, Brighton, South Coast Railway stock. And quite a few of them are going to appear in the next 8 years. And I was looking at the other mods, and not many other train liveries or new trains sort of appear within this time frame. That's why I was tempted to go to like 1925, but we shall see what we get. Now, we don't really have many new lines. Most of the new lines were sort of freight lines that we built in the last 10 episodes. Like the first 4 episodes were upgrading very, very, very old stock. So I think I've got 3 or 4 intercities that we've upgraded. First is going to be the London North Western Railway's Central Line. So this one, or the main line. So we're going to be jumping on with this Queen Empress. We've done it from London to Carlisle. We've not really done it on the way back. So we're going to do that. So first of all, we're going to go times 4 for speed. Ow. And we're going to go 2 times speed. We're going to jump on board. There we go. We can have a quick look at the train. There it is. Very nice indeed. Train number 53. Love the little... Is it like a royal seal there? Or whatever. Right. We are a go. Ooh. Great view. I think we'll stick with this view. Be an interesting view. There is a train rolling in. How do I... What is that? Oh, it's a J7 from the Great Northern Railway that's hauling steel. How do I get in front? Again, it's not Q, it's not E. W makes me go up. X. There we go. X marks the spot. So off we go. Now, I have a slight feeling that... Oh, yeah. Suspicion has been confirmed instantly that this train is gonna probably get bogged down in traffic. Again, when the autosave appears, I'll stop recording because that sort of pauses everything, and then we'll just see how we get on. If we get stuck in traffic for too long, even though it is rather nice to watch all the sort of trains rolling past, I think again I will stop the record until we get moving again, because I think the length of time these guys stay stuck is quite lengthy. That's why the trains, or most intercity train lines that I have, are not very well optimized, i.e. they're not spaced out very well. Once upon a time, right at the start, they probably were. Now quite a lot of them get bogged down in traffic, meaning that the train behind actually manages to catch up, and instead of having 4, 5 or 6 trains all at separate parts of the line, they're all sort of bunched up either up here towards the north side or towards the east side. And it's the same on other lines. The Great Northern Railway's main line gets bogged down. The newest London South Western Railways that we did with the Greyhound train, the Beast train that goes like 85 miles per hour, that's also a victim. The East main line that we just sort of built is totally fine between York and Norwich, but between from Norwich to London, it's a disaster. There's a lot of trains. And from the York to Newcastle side, again, ridiculous amount of trains. So, that's bad. But at the same time, it's okay. We'll live with it. It's looking okay now. And it's doing 42 miles per hour. Now, for some reason, when I bought these trains, or when I looked at them in the depot when I was buying them, I was like, whoa, 75 miles per hour. These things are like powerhouses. But I think the same is with most of the steam trains, is they do have, later on in the 1900s, pretty decent top speeds. Like you've got your Mallard that had the record for 125, although there's some issues with the record that some people have, that it was going downhill or something like that. It was running no consist, or it had a consist but it was empty or something like that. So this is the same. All the trains have decent top speeds, but they have ridiculously slow acceleration time. Now the consist in this train, I'll admit, is quite large, and these coaches probably are super heavy, like really heavy. There's probably large freight trains kicking around this map that are probably lighter than this train. So it has the top speed, it just doesn't have the oomph. Right, here's one of its opposite numbers. Now this is like a precursor class that also did like 70 miles per hour. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 of those coaches. Right, we're actually getting a clear signal here. That's amazing. I half expected that to be stopped. However, I do see train on the line right in front of us. I'm a bit disconcerted about that track swap over there. Is this a freight train? God, I hope it is. No, it's not. See? Trains optimized bad. In the space of Kendal to Carlisle, there are 3 of them. That's bad. That's terrible, actually. And I guarantee because these 2 trains on the opposite side probably would have been stuck in traffic at some point. So we've arrived here at Kendal. Let's have a quick look around. So we've got some trucks. Looks like those trucks that deal with the machines are doing quite nicely. The freight station is over there. It looks like the silver train is in. I can see the state cars with the oddly weird bags of silver. Would it be like silver shavings that you could melt down to create whatever you wanted, rather than silver ingots? Right, that train is heading back. Probably gonna get stuck in the exact identical train in front of it. Now we've dropped off quite a lot of people there, and there's quite a lot of people left to pick up. Yeah, there we go, full load. Off we go again. The line ahead is clear, which I find rather amazing and shocking at the same time, because there are a lot of liquid bulk trains that sort of go along. That car there is super nice. It's a little red one. They've really done well with AI traffic. There's more variety too, so that's good. Plus, there's always the good old Steam workshop. You can add stuff like BMWs and Volkswagen Golfs, which you'd think, Urban Games being developed in Germany, they would have lots of BMWs and Golfs. A couple of Audis. I think there is like an Audi sort of model, like an A4. There we go. There's one of those oil trains now. It's going incredibly slow, but it works. So off it goes. Now this could actually take us a full hour just to get from Carlisle to, where the hell are we going? London. Don't forget the name of the final destination. I think to the right. It's pretty dead, weirdly. Why is it so dead? Now this genuinely freaks me out when I'm playing around the map and I sort of cruise. There's another, the exact same train. Or was that a red one? I didn't notice. Please, for the love of God, don't tell me that this next train is part of the same line. I think it is. It looks like it is. Oh dear Lord. So I think there's something like 6 trains on here, maybe 7. In fact, there may be 9. Oh wow. That's really bad. Yep, these are spaced out terribly. Now, normally what I would do to try and even them out, the easiest way is at the start. You buy trains, you let some of them go, you define a certain position on the line. Once the train reaches that line, position on the line, you then let the next one behind it go, and it works for a while. It works pretty good actually, until one train hits a station where there is like a full load of passengers to load. Then the loading time sort of slows that down. Or, in this case, it's traffic. Traffic is what is holding those trains up. We've now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trains out of a possible 6, all stuck somewhere between Kendal and Carlisle. Now that's terrible. That's why I would like some sort of timetabling. The only way to combat this is to set trains to wait for a full load or a partial load, but like say wait for 2 minutes, wait for 3 minutes, wait for a minute. Which means, even though they're stuck in traffic, there we go, there's a Grand Central train, very nice, plastic in there, one would assume. So that means that one train can toddle off a certain amount down the line for a minute, 2 minutes, before the train behind it actually leaves. Now obviously in the case where there are full loads, like a lot of people waiting at a station, it won't wait for a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. It'll just pick everyone up and then go. So I believe, because this train had a full load at Carlisle, that this is probably the head of the pack, and that the other 5 or so trains are all stuck just behind it. Because we're coming to Manchester. After Manchester, it's basically a clear shot. There's not many trains that are going to get in this train's way. But as it goes through Manchester, that's where it literally becomes train hell on earth. Great for videos like this, where you're doing a drive-by and you want to see all the trains going past. Not so good if you're trying to make money and have trains running efficiently. But we'll see. For some odd reason, it looks pretty dead. And as I was saying before, when I see sections of track like this that should be busy, and it's like completely devoid of life, it scares me, because it often means that there is a problem somewhere on the track, A problem that's not been highlighted by the indicator at the top, because all the trains are fine. They're on their proper line, but there'll be a large train blocking a junction, which and then it affects another train, and then you end up with like 10, 15 trains that are sitting doing nothing because they're all stuck due to one train. Now, for some reason, the warning indicator at the top doesn't highlight things like that. Because technically, as far as it's concerned, the game is still fine. There's another Grand Central train. There's a little Smoky Joe on the right hand side. So that's good. That means they're clear. Okay, see the opposite Queen Empress. So between Manchester and Carlisle are where all the trains are sitting. Now we'll get a full load here, which is totally fine. Now because at Manchester, nothing is affected. Now that train is probably running empty because, well, as we've just seen, four trains have already just loaded here previously. Let's have a look at the platform on the opposite side. Yeah, everyone is gone. But it looked like a few people still got out, so there's still high demand for people to go from this lady here. Unfortunately, you could have been away. There's another freight train though. I think that's alcohol. Or is it food? No, I think it's food. Pretty sure it's food. Could be anything. Right, so now we start to worry slightly, because we are approaching the junction in between Manchester and Birmingham, which I've nicknamed the Junction from Hell. Now there's nothing encroaching on this right hand side, so that's good. This train should be able to go. But it's this area up here, and this area just where under this bridge is where most of the traffic gets stuck, in my opinion, or from what I've seen. Right, here we go though. There we go. There's a freight train just to the right hand side there that is going absolutely nowhere. There's another one on the bridge that is going absolutely nowhere. We could probably delete one of those to free up some space in the line. Fortunately, though, it doesn't affect this line. We've actually got a signal to keep going. That's astonishing. Are the signal gods with us today? Possibly. It's like driving through a city. Like, the nearest city to me is Aberdeen. Before the bypass, you had to drive through Aberdeen. Now, this could be the difference between 10-15 minutes to like 45 minutes to an hour, depending whether the traffic light gods are on your side. Only a handful of times have I actually hit Aberdeen, and I've just sailed right through it. Every light has been green, and you get to the next one and it just pops amber and then into green. It's like, oh sweet, we're rolling. And then sometimes it's just woofed hell, because there are a lot of junctions there, or cross sections, that not only do you have to wait for the traffic in front of you to go, you have to wait for the stuff coming from the right hand side and the left hand side. So you have to sit through 3 different sets of traffic lights. It's murder. But for some reason, we're getting to go. This is awesome. I fully expected to have to cut this part of the video because I thought we were going to get stuck down in that little section forevermore. Now, as you can see, passengers at Birmingham on this left hand side are starting to pile up. And they will do so because the next train they're going to get going back north is probably this train that we're actually on. There we go. There's a little freight train that does the mail out to Gloucester on the right hand side. I actually know that train. Now we've got Birmingham. It is 10 to 2. 5 to 2? Is it actually 5 to 2 in real life? Holy crap. It is. That's a neat little feature. That the clocks actually tell the time in real life. It's cool. If they had day-night cycle, that'd be cool as well. Although in the UK, if you were playing this at winter, you'd be in darkness most of the time, which would kind of suck. I am looking forward to the new flight simulator that's coming out. I've not played Flight Simulator in a very long time. I used to have all these like websites and stuff that give you like the startups of all the planes and how to do it. I actually used to have them written down. Don't have my HOTAS joystick or anything anymore. That's gone. I was thinking about doing a series on it, like a sort of from the beginning, learning the planes and doing some little journeys, eventually getting up to bigger sort of aircraft and doing sort of other journeys across the world. I mean, I do have a random Xbox controller just sitting, and it has Xbox support, so I probably could use the keyboard, map the keys, but it's just learning everything again, which would be difficult. Now, one of the cool features of that game is it gives you real time of day, weather, cloud cover, and it looks really cool. The fact that they've got their cloud servers, like delivering the sort of terrain and cities in real time, how they would look from satellite imagery, is pretty astonishing. Probably going to be the best thing to come out of 2020. So I am definitely going to buy it. I think I was going to pre-order it the other day, but like away from my sort of girlfriend, because she'll be like, you spent 120 quid on a video game? Especially since it probably looks like I'm going to be unemployed by the end of September. In fact, I'm near certain that I am. Just waiting for the call. So I have at my work, I have playing like friends in high places. So I was like one of the first to know. I've not actually started looking for a new job. I suppose it's pretty pointless. I mean, I still need one more operation on my shoulder to fix this stupid tendon that's broken. And even the surgeon was like, I know you want to get back to work, but even after this surgery is done, he recommended that I should do nothing for the rest of the year. Because even though I can work in the office and stuff, when I go away offshore or abroad, it's extremely physical labour. Unfortunately, everything in the oil and gas industry, all the equipment you use, is normally always made of metal, steel, iron, and it's always ridiculously heavy. One of the easiest way to lift heavy things, especially pipe, is to put it on your shoulder. Just balance it perfectly, right in the middle, get even weight either side, pop it on the shoulder, away you go. There we go. First autosave, first cut and play, probably saved about 30 seconds, a minute there. Nice. But we're heading to Oxford. I've not seen this train go over... In fact, I've not seen it go over 50 miles per hour yet. This could be the section of track that lets it do that, because once it goes through this tunnel, it's going to be in free fall. We're going to be going downhill. It's up to 46, top speed is 75. Now, this is a nice section of track, and there is very little to no traffic on it. There may be slight interference from other trains down at Oxford, but apart from that, we're good. Right, through the tunnel. We should, if memory serves correctly, pop out the tunnel here and be able to see Oxford. There we go, 51 miles per hour. And we're getting like 40 frames a second in the tunnel here, which is weird because previously you used to go into tunnels and it used to drop significantly. Still getting weird stuttering thing. What? It's supposed to be a clear section of track. Something is screwing us up. So this train probably could have done about 60-65 if it had not had to wait for whatever this is. What is that? Is that a train on this line? I can't see for the trees. Move, trees. I could just exit this view and go and look. I do see smoke on the horizon. Where there's smoke, there's fire. I think it's the Oxford to Gloucester train that comes along in this track on the right hand side. You'll see the depot there. There's actually a track there. You see the little signals. I think that train merges onto this line and then crosses over to a platform on the left hand side. I think that's what it is. There's no actual signal here, which I should probably get, that brings that train, this train we're on right now, up to that junction. So that's why it's always good to do these as well. You see things that from a bird's eye view, even though you've got more of a view from a bird's eye view, that you don't actually see. This is more close up and personal, meaning it's easier to see stuff. Yeah, it is that Gloucester train. Which is heading back on its line. Sweet. There is a train that goes Oxford-Cambridge. It's a very old train. It is a London North Western Railways, but it's like a Cornwall rebuild. Now, it should have been sent to the scrap heap a long time ago. The reason I kept it was A, variety. I like having different trains to look at. And B, it does 75 miles per hour. And it's a nice straight shot from Oxford to Cambridge. So that's why I kept it. Right, here we are at Oxford again. A ridiculous amount of people. Why do all the dudes that have top hats have these mutton chop sideburns and goatee beards? Oh, this man with top hat does not. He has sweet mustache. There's the working man. Hello, ladies. Other dude. Are we moving? We are. Right, back to forward facing. Now, it's actually almost 2:05. Nice. So it took us, what, almost 10 minutes to get from, in real life time, minus the pause for autosave, to get from Birmingham to Oxford. That's bad. Obviously, if you could do Birmingham to Oxford in 10 minutes in real life, that would be super awesome. What an age you'd be living in if you could cover that distance in 10 minutes. But in a video game, that's bad. Should be going faster than that. Right, off we go now. I'm not going to shoot myself in the foot here and say this is another one of those super clear routes where there's nothing on it, because I know as soon as I say that, something is going to pop out in front of us and stop us. I had an inkling that Gloucester-Oxford train did cross onto this line. I was just kind of hoping that the only train that was on that line wasn't actually going to be there at that precise time. Unfortunately, it was. We might actually see the Cornwall rebuild, because it does follow this line on the left hand side. God, this train is so slow. I had no idea. Thought it was pretty fast. Right, can we see Luton? I can just see Luton in the distance. I see the rooftops above the treetops. I don't know if you guys can see that. Alright, here we go. Up to 40. Blistering pace. This train still has a full load though. And I think we guessed correctly that all the other trains on this line are behind us, which is stupid. I'm gonna have to fix that. The problem that you have with leaving trains in the station to wait for a full load for a minute or two is if another train that just passes through that station, there we go, it's the Cornwall rebuild, has to pass on the line where that train is sitting, then that train is going to be stuck also. That's the only concern I have. I'm going to have to study the lines that I've created and see where trains are doing badly, but then I can actually stop them in a station to wait to get fuller. Because take the steamship ferries or the passenger ships, for example. They are set to wait for a full load, and they're set to wait for 3 minutes. Now, in waiting for that 3 minutes, they'll lose money. But when they deliver passengers a full load, they'll make money. So it's a sort of catch 22. There is the option to set it to like wait for like a 50% load of passengers, load 50% here, unload certain amount there, etc. Which was a nice feature that they added. Also, the ability to select trains and trucks to pick up certain goods at a station and deliver certain goods at a station was truly immense. Before, in Transport Fever 1, you would set a tray, like a cargo wagon, etc., a box car, a hopper, a state car, a tanker, etc. You would set that on automatic. So it would get to the first station, like it'd be a tanker train, get to the first station and be like, ooh, there's fuel here, yay, and pick up fuel. But then once it was fitted for fuel, it then wouldn't go to another station and be like, oh, there's oil here, I'll take oil. You had to send it back to the depot or buy new ones and refit them for what you actually needed, which sucked. But now we've got the option to do that here. It's a magical feature. Here's a Great Northern Railways. Wow, they actually unloaded, like, went all the way down to like 40 or so passengers there. And then at London, it'll go from 110 to zip, 0. It will unload everything. Right, close the doors, let's get going. There we go. Great Northern Railways. Almost running a full load. It's got some people on board. It will be after Luton. Alright, off we go, heading for London. Last stop on the line. Would probably expect another autosave or something in between here. Maybe, maybe not. So slow, this train. It's actually like unbelievably slow. Although it is going uphill, so we shall give it the benefit of the doubt. And it's still accelerating, so that's always a plus. Now this is just a short... I think it's a very short journey. I think we get out the other side of this tunnel, we go down a hill, and then voila, we're in London. I'll go up to 25 though. So we were correct in the theory that all the other London North Western Railway's mainline trains are all behind us. Which is bad. We need to space them out better. I've got a plan for that. I won't do that now, I'll do it offline. But what I'll do is I'll take the train that is right at the very end. Just before it reaches a station, I'll set it to wait. I'll then do that to the next train up. The next train up until we get to the first train. And we won't do every station. I'll maybe just do a pick or mix. Maybe where passenger numbers are low so it can sit and wait to get passengers. Definitely not in stations where there may be through traffic that we could potentially hold up. That's one way to combat it. See, again, Great Northern Railway's 2 trains in a space between Luton and London. Although the train in front of this one should be slightly further up. There should actually be other trains. There's trucks. There's more trucks. There we go though. Approaching final destination. I was going to delete that depot, but I actually like it. I want to keep it now. There are some of our London Brighton South Coast trains. There we go. Queer line into here. No, Atlantic. Great Northern Railway's Atlantic. It is there somewhere. There we go. Platform 4. It's a London South Western Railways train. That's fine. So, here we are, arrived at London. Obviously very poorly spaced. We've got some new stuff though. Let's have a look. 3 new vehicles and 17 new vehicles. However, 17 new vehicles that are all London, Brighton, South Coast Railways. Every single one of them. Which is bad, kinda. I've got the game paused. We are luckily in range of a depot. Right here. So buy vehicles. What did we all get there? The Crampton Liverpool. Why have you sort of appeared now? 'Cause you're old, right? 1870 and 1923. Ah man, that sucks. I could have used those. And they look cool as well. Royal purple and maroon, ivory, late. Okay, so we will have to actually look around and make sure. I think we're good for London North Western Railway stuff. I don't think there's going to be any more. Now we were sort of around here. So we've got the tram, right, the precursor class and the Great Western Railways. This was the last one we got. So this is the last thing we unlocked in 1912. So we'll head down. So we've got the London Brighton South Coast Railways K class. Mixed traffic loco. It's cool. And where are we? 1917. So we've got 3 years to go. This thing is a beast. What is that? Well, that's cool. This thing's pretty large as well. So, basically not a lot of new trains. 1, 2, 3, 4 new trains. We'll use these to upgrade the stuff in France. But yeah, it's basically the same train, but we've got 4 facing forward in different liveries, 4 facing back in different liveries. Same with this, so that's like 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, it's just different variants. Yeah, and we've got these as well. Which instead of having the variants, there's just each one is a single unit. Go into here. Yeah. Okay, passengers, nothing new in passengers. Nope. Cargo, nothing new in cargo. Alright, we're all good. Let's jump on one more line, and hopefully that'll take us to 1920. Blah 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 blah. Do we go this way this time? Ooh, it looks dangerous over here. Now we're gonna jump on our Great Western Railways train. We do have one just leaving the station. So, just leaving Blackpool. There we go. We'll have a quick look at the train. Great Western, very nice model, very nice carriages. So it has just left Blackpool with 13 on board. Oh, where am I facing? Keep going. Maybe go up a touch, and away we go. Maybe go at 2 times speed. So we saw a lot of trains on the other London North Western Railways line. We should see quite a few here. I'm not sure why there's a bridge there. There's no water there. It's kind of cool. And off we go. This is our England-Wales cross-country. Goes Blackpool, Liverpool, Wrexham. And then it goes down to... I've got some Great Western Railways tank engines there. Goes down to Newport. I think. Maybe. Yeah, it does. Alright, so this is fuel and food that I need to greatly ramp up the trucks on there, apparently, by the looks of it. One line should only be taking food, the other line should only be taking fuel, but it looks like, again, it's set them to take everything. That's something I'm going to do in the next playthrough. Definitely, absolutely, is just set trucks, certain trucks, to take one type of good. Now I know I was just praising the fact that you could take several types of goods and the trucks would auto refit themselves with whatever was at the depot, but then it causes severe problems. So especially if you've got trucks waiting for a full load. There we go, we're back up to 64 passengers, full load for this one. There's no clock here at Liverpool station. There is. It's 2:15. So we've been recording for what, like 35 minutes? And we've only done one drive-by. So we might actually make this one the last drive-by. Hopefully we'll get something else other than London, Brighton, South Coast Railways. Don't get me wrong, the models are good and the variety of trains is awesome. But even though this is a very large experimental map, there's just not enough room to get every sort of line in. If I was playing a map of just sort of like England and Wales, sure, by all means, you'd probably be able to fit lots of lines down at the south coast there and be able to utilise all those trains, especially for freight and mixed industry and stuff. But on a map like this, it's slightly different. But I have a plan for next series, of Transport Fever. It is ambitious, and I am actually going to have to start working on it very soon, even though we're nowhere near finished this playthrough. Yeah, I'm going to have to start working on it now, because there's a lot to do, and if I get paid off, which I probably am, I will have lots of time to do that. Alright, this is all uphill. Well, I suppose it goes down a bit and then it goes up. No freight trains. There's a severe lack of traffic today, which is unfortunate. Although we are going to come down to that iron ore or steel plant down at where? Newport. It's going to be hell of a busy there. This is a nice little insane junction that I've built here. Off we go though. Now there's normally a train goes round there. They're totally devoid of life in this area. Uphill we go. Is this one of those powerhouse trains that can accelerate while climbing a hill with a large consist? We're about to find out. 49. Wait, is the top speed of these stone bridges not like 50? Or something stupid? Something slow? Let's get that facing centre there. Or slightly off tilt there. Okay, 49 it is. We're down to 48, so no. It's not one of those trains that can accelerate uphill. It's okay though. It's doing well. It's a beautiful model as well. I'm happy to have it on this line. Now I've got ITC London North Western Railways there. I'm going to have to change that to ITC Great Western Railways. Now something I did find odd that I've mentioned before is, in Transport Fever 1 there was a huge plethora of Great Western Railways models and trains to choose from. Here, however, there ain't so much. And it's odd, I find it odd. There seems to be a lot of London, Brighton, South Coast Railway models this time around, which is good, but I would have liked more Great Western Railways, sort of locos and wagons and stuff to play with. Right, so we're now at 25 past 2. So that's half an hour, almost. It is half an hour since we were in the station at Oxford. Seems like yesterday. Seems like half an hour ago. But there's been no second autosave. Or has there? There probably was, but I just didn't notice. I'm expecting it to pop up very, very, very shortly. The autosave used to be set for like something like 5-minute intervals. Now it's set to something like 15 or 30-minute intervals. Can't remember. There we go though. It should be downhill from here. Downhill through the mountain. Now this would have been really busy before the upgrades and the change of line. It would have been full of trains that were carrying steel up to Blackpool. They now go a different route, and the only train we should have is this one. So that's the train that goes up to Tidfall, goes up the mountain valley. It's a Great Western Railways as well, little tank engine in reverse. That's nice. Awesome. Weirdly, I've not seen any of this train, the London North Western Railways, England, Wales, cross country. I've not seen any of this train's opposite numbers. And there are at least 4 of them. Now, by simple deduction, I can figure out that there's probably 5 of them, all stuck in traffic down beside Newport. This is the theory, but there was no train on the opposite line. We've not passed any other train yet. Unless I cut this down to 2 trains. Which I don't think I would have done, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 stops. So I probably would have done 4, 1 for each stop. Now, they were up to 51. Doesn't feel like 51. Feels a hell of a lot slower. Here we are at 3 times speed, which is weird because I actually get more frames per second going at 3 times speed than I do at 2. Which baffles me. Now it feels like we're doing like 54 miles per hour. But we are slowing down for this corner. We are slowing down for traffic. Guarantee. Right, so we see trains in the background. Wait, did that signal go up? It did. Oh, sweet. Right, we're off again. Probably should have like another signal in between this area. There's one of those steel trains. Running currently empty, but that's okay. Right, he's heading off. There's no train heading out to Blackpool, although we did just see one. There's the nice little Great Western Railways towed brake van, which is pretty cool. That would have been a sweet little job back in the day, just riding in the back of the train. Although, how do they know when to apply the brakes? Unless it's something like they get to a certain marker that they pass on the railway, and then they just know, right, stop braking now, because it's going downhill or something. Who knows? There we go, another freight train over there loading up iron ore. There should be tons of iron ore there, so that should be flipping round momentarily. Lost, use your words. Oh my god, we're actually getting a clear signal here. Where the hell's the rest of the trains? And I'm getting a clear signal there. Has another train passed, but I've just not noticed it? It can't be all 4 of them stuck down here, surely. To hell. That cannot be a thing. Right, this train over here is stopped. Don't mind that. We just don't want this train here to be stopped. Now, Newport should be just around this corner. That signal front is not moving. So we are quite literally going to be stuck here. Yeah, it's slowing down as well. Right, can we do... We'll do a little investigation. Oh, this is slow. There we go. It's like the train is moving, but it's not moving. We've got an autosave though. We can play through this autosave. Must be a faster way than this. How far does it let me do this camera view? Everything is frozen in time except from us that's doing like 3 miles per hour. Right, I actually see one of the trains right in front of us, right there. Which could potentially mean that there are two trains in front of that have been stuck for ages. There we go. London North Western Railway's iron ore train. Another steel train. Surely our train can move up. No, it's letting the steel train move up. Will we jump on board with the steel train? No. We'll try and outrun it. Go, 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 go. Right, going higher up did not make us outrun it any faster. But the other train in front is gone. Yeah, so let the steel train go first. I suppose that's okay. Because this may actually give us the spacing that we need. I think I'm just going to wait for my train to go again. Oh Jesus, there's a coal train coming in on the left hand side as well. I'm pretty sure my train just got a signal to go. Or did it? Yeah, we're running these beasts as well for the Great Western coal trains. What's that? What is that? It's one of the passenger trains. Yeah, so all four of them are stuck down here. Definitely. Guaranteed to be a thing. Right, let's continue on our magnificent journey of speed. Jones and Smith. No. Steel train, wait for me. This is a nice little area to hang. That's why I sort of chose it. I don't want to be going back. Alex, I want to see what the hold up is. It's clearly steel trains. Because these coal trains don't affect anything else. Right, this is dumb. Come out of there. New vehicles. We're in 1920. Sweet. So here was our train. Stuck. We've got the Junkers. Sweet. So I can do airports. And we've got a Great Northern Railways train, but we didn't get anything else. So between 1917 and 1920, pretty much nada. Oh wow, there is actually still a hell of a long distance to go. There's the next train running back up, which means the train that is just going in here is going to be going back empty. And it still needed to pass through here and get to there. Well, there's another one. So there's 5. No, there is 4. Okay, that's weird. Might have to set them to space out at intervals as well. Right, there were 1 or 2 things I wanted to change. We'll do that quickly before I forget. Right, crap load of stuff waiting here. Fuel, mail, blah 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 blah. Man's line. Oh no. Manage vehicles. Duplicate. Yes. Come on, give me the 10. Select all. Et voila. Looks like we've got a lot of stuff waiting here as well. My god. Manage vehicles. Select all. Replace. Or duplicate even. Et voila. Set them for high maintenance. Apply. Okay. And last but not least, we wanted to go over to Oxford, which is down here. And I need to put a signal in there that keeps you flowing slightly faster. Right, we'll have a look in here. Buy vehicle, so it's Steam. Go right down. So there's our last London Brighton South Coast Railways. We then got this, the GNR, Great Northern Railways Class 2, the first to use Grizzly conjugated valve gear. The lighter pistons were significantly less, which resulted in improved lifespans and lower maintenance costs. The system would go on to be used in most of the Grizzly's famous engines, such as the A1, A3, A4, and V2 locomotives. Heavy freight engine. I welcome you, heavy freight engine, and we've got a reversed one. Well, I'm sure we can figure out somewhere to use that. We are going to have to figure out some more London, Brighton, South Coast lines. Now, I am thinking about just... We'll have a train that goes to Exeter, obviously. We'll have one that goes Exeter, Plymouth, Newquay, Penzance. We'll probably have one that goes Barnstaple, Newquay, Penzance. And we'll probably use London, Brighton, South Coast Railways stock for that, one would imagine. But we've got airports now as well. Quick experiment. Cargo airfield, passenger airfield. Now, one of the things that sucks is that you can't upgrade airfields. Or you can, but... So that will fit in there. Collision with a building. It's going to have to go out there. Cambridge can use this airport as well. So can Southend-on-Sea. So that's going to fit. The only problem I have when they upgrade, when the newer terminals come out with the double runway, etc., is it going to fit in here? Who the hell knows? But we'll leave it there for that episode. As always, we're up to 1920 now. I should probably set that back to 0. So we might just do a few episodes and then head to 1930. Would we? I'll maybe do 5 episodes and then head to something like 1925. We're going to mix it up a slight bit. Now where were we? We were down here at this interesting area right there. But we're going to leave it there for that episode. As always, if you did watch this and you would like to leave a like, comment or dislike, please feel free to do so. And if there is more you would like to see in the future, then hit the subscribe button. I've been Danny Boy. This has been Transport Fever 2 on the UK map. And I will catch you later.